have any specific questions, feel free to throw them at me. Apologize for any background noise in advance. By the way, I'm just like in downtown Chicago, so it's just kind of part of the game. Um, all right. So when I think about coaching reps, especially during a push period, coaching reps is a full contact sport. And what I mean by that is it is very hands on. I've seen managers during SC2 kind of take their foot off the gas, or they're like, oh, it's cool. Like my reps are in the field, they're working, they know what to do. Um, that is pretty much the opposite of how I felt about it. I think it's really important to talk to reps, especially reps that are pushing, or we'll call it, I would say like 6K plus, but we'll say at 10K plus is fine. I don't know what people are going for nowadays. I would say like 2, 3, 4, 5 times a day is common. And I'll give you a really simple example of why that's important. In the macro, push periods look smooth. So when you hear about Connor Olson in a $72,000 push or whatever it was, or Sophia Sadolski who had a 25K push, or Olivia Conklin had a 24K push, and I could go down the Jared Espinoza who had a 21K push in 7 days, by the way. Like I could go down the roster, and it's a little bit of years ago, so like forgive me for not knowing the whole thing, but there are a lot of reps that go into a $250,000 push in a 17-day period. And we didn't have a crazy massive team. So the macro looks smooth, the micro is really rocky. Here's an example. At my job right now, I am in a production oriented job, meaning that my production on a monthly basis is a really important benchmark. Currently, my production looks like it's all sunshine and rainbows on a regular basis. And I'm getting called to meetings at Chase Tower and on banker panels where it's like, hey, what are you doing? At the same time, yesterday, excuse my language, I was like, fuck this job. Like yesterday, I was so close to just walking out of the office and being like, yep, cancel the rest of my meetings. I'm out of here. And I'll tell you, like a newer rep won't push through that. Honestly, my pushing through that wasn't even good. I happened to continue to show up for the rest of the day, but it wasn't like an efficient use of my time. And what would have been really helpful is having a manager that was hands-on, full contact. So what does that look like in practice? In practice, non-negotiable, start of the day, I want to be the rep's first real conversation of the day. That's a pretty simple structure. Hey, how are you feeling? Like, how are you doing overall? Okay, great. How are you feeling about your day? Yesterday, I just kind of leave that in the past unless they bring it up. Hey, how are you feeling about your day today? Okay, let's talk about your schedule. How many demos do you have today? How many demos do you want today? How many demos do you have tomorrow? How many demos do you want tomorrow? How many demos do you have the next day? How many demos do you want the next day? Okay, what I'm hearing you say, Nate, is that you have 3 demos right now, and what you told me is that you want 5 a day. Is that accurate? Okay, great. What do you need to do in the next 30 minutes to add at least 1, ideally 2? What does that look like? Okay, great. And then I want follow-up on that action as soon as that action is done. Hey, let me know how that went. A lot of push periods is about at bats, right? What you hear the stories of is you hear the stories of the big order, right? And it's like, if you've ever heard it's a numbers game, that's true. but that doesn't help. That helps from like a mental standpoint. It doesn't help from an emotional standpoint. And so for reps, the conversation is like, hey, you never know what one phone call is going to be a 2K CPO order. You never know what phone call is going to lead to 15 plus referrals. I've had demos, and this is true for reps. Like we've had demos where we maybe sold a cheese knife, but it was like a 15 rec demo, and that fueled the whole push period because it was like referral hop, referral hop, referral hop. So from a strategy standpoint, the pipeline is like the most important thing, right? When reps have demos, they're alive. When reps have 5+ or 10+ demos, they're set up to thrive. So that's really, really important. A couple technical things that I've found really effective during push periods. One is goal sharing. So it's goal sharing in a way where you're locking in the sale before they know what Cutco is. If you're like, hey, I don't even know what that means, it is sharing goals passionately. So I can say, hey, Mrs. Jones, I'm in my SC2 push period right now. What that means is I'm working super hard towards this contest. And my objective is to set an example for not only the other representatives on my team, but my friends that are sitting on the couch right now, my younger siblings that haven't started working yet. I want to show them of what an example of hard work looks like. So Mrs. Jones, you may or may not love Cutco, and that's fine. And you can buy something, you can not buy something. Either way, that's up to you, right? Something along those lines. My objective today is that you like me and Cutco enough to tell everyone that you know about me. And if you happen to love Cutco, which most people do, I promise I'll get you the best deal possible today. Right? You can clean that up a little bit. I'm going off the cuff, removed for a little bit, but it's a emphasis on I'm working really hard. If you like Cutco, now is the best time to buy it. And I hope you like me enough to tell all your friends and family about me. Okay, so then you do that. Lock in whatever order. Small orders, big orders, every order matters, and orders matter a lot. Like the difference psychologically for a rep between 100 CPO order and a 0 CPO order is massive. And the coaching call after that is, hey, nice job getting an order on the board. You're chipping away, chipping away, chipping away, chipping away, chipping away. Right. So and your verbiage changes depending on the rep and depending on the goal. Right. So Connor Olson, when he was going for this huge goal, right, when he was putting up a 700 CPO order, it's like, hey, nice job. You're chipping away, chipping away, chipping away. Versus Katie was like one trimmer Katie. And when she'd sell like a petite carver, it's like, hey, nice job. Right. It's awesome. Hey, you sold 3 pieces, buy 3, get 1. That's great. Right. And so that language changes. For Connor, he'd call me and he's like, hey, 3K CPO. All right, nice job. When's your next one? So it's a little bit of a different thing, and you can celebrate with them, but you get like the reason why was Connor was thinking 10K push, and then he was thinking 15K push, and then he was thinking 20K push, because it was just like whatever happened, I was like, that's normal. Hey, great job. What's next? And it was just a focus forward mentality. And then the last thing on like a technical thing on demos is you write up the order, you ask for recommendations, and then you say, hey, by the way, if I'm super close to my goal, is it okay if I give you a call to see if you want to add any of this extra stuff that you didn't get today or any gifts for family or friends? Right. So Connor Olson had a 20K day the last day of the push. Right. Which, okay, that might not happen for any of your reps. It might not. But from a percentage basis, most reps probably could jump their push period that amount if they do it the right way. Right. There are enough people that could buy Like I sold like 700 CPO this week for cash because like I had a customer that was her daughter was moving into a new apartment. And she was like, "Hey, I don't need a big set." And I was like, "Okay, great." I'd start with like these 5 pieces. It just like if you ask and you put yourself out there, you're gonna get yeses and you're gonna get nos. And it's really important to be kind of emotionally unattached to the outcome, and it's being really zoned in and connected to the activity. All right, let me come up for air real quick. I don't know if that was helpful or not. Any questions?
So, yeah, okay, cool. Um, you touched on it really briefly with, when you're calling reps in the morning, hey, looks like you told me yesterday you want to do 5 demos today. Right now you only have 3. I
Yeah.
did the thing where I'm like, hey, can you make 10 calls and call me back? But it's just I feel like I'm never getting accountability from my reps, and like how do I get them to follow through when they need to do things without feeling like I'm hounding them? Or like, is it okay to hound them and call them back 20 minutes later and be like, hey, did you do that thing that I need you to do?
Yeah, so when people tell me what to do at my job, I very much am like, yeah, all right, cool. Fuck off. Like I don't and your top performing reps will probably be like that in a lot of ways. And there's a time and place to do it, but every day my manager says, "Hey, make more calls." And I'm just like, do you look at the standings? Do you realize that I like tell anybody else to make more calls? Don't fucking tell me to make more calls. So, how do you get a rep to make more calls without telling them to make more calls? What do you think?
Vision paint, show them the benefits of what it would be if they were to make more calls, show them how it would affect their goals, what happens if they don't make more calls and how that affects their goals.
Yeah, so you could, that's like pain pleasure, and that is effective. I like doing that in advance more so than live. I like making it so they figure it out for themselves. Isaac, you said yesterday you wanted 5 demos for today. Right now you have 3. What can you do in the next 30 minutes? What can you do in the next 45 minutes to get to 5? What are your options? But I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm just asking a question. You're a smart guy. Your reps are smart. They're going to figure it out. They're going to be like, oh, shit, I guess if I don't have the demos and I book demos by making phone calls, then I need to make phone calls. And if they come up with a more creative solution to book demos, by all means, go for it. But if it's not working, they're going to make calls. But it's got to be because they want to, right? So like, hopefully they have a goal, right? And maybe you can give me like some type of like thumbs up or affirmations that like the reps that we're talking about right now like have some vicinity of a goal. Okay, so that's level 1. Level 2 is like they have a goal and they have like some broad strokes of reasons why their goal is important to them. So if you've done those 2 things, then level 3 is like they have a goal, they have reasons why, and you're like tapped into those reasons why. So if they have a goal and they have reasons why, and you're aware of those reasons why, you can hit the hot buttons, meaning like, hey, Grant, you said you wanted to be the hardest worker on the team. If you were the hardest worker on the team and you had 3 demos today and you wanted 5, what would be the action that you'd take in the next 45 minutes? Well, if I was the hardest worker on the team, then I would probably hit the phones. I'd probably make like 15 calls in the next 45 minutes. Okay, great. Can you do that and shoot me a text in 45 minutes? Okay, please shoot me a text. By the way, if you feel like you need to shoot me a call, shoot me a call. But at the very least, I expect a text. Is that reasonable? Okay, cool. Thanks. Does that help, Isaac?
Yes, it does. I'm writing it all down. Thank you very much.
Cool. I don't know if they opened the office yet or not. They didn't when I showed up, so I decided to sit outside. Anything else? I think for your top five reps that are pushing, like it is reasonable to talk to them 4 or 5 times a day. Don't do it without like you could just set the pre-frame for them. Hey, by the way, I talked to XYZ. They said that the top reps are talking to their managers on average 7 times a day, 5 times a day, whatever it is. It's probably like 5 or 6. Um, so I want you to be a top rep. And I'm willing to give you, and I think a lot of this is framing. I'm willing to give you the time. Are you up for talking a lot more the next 2 weeks? Okay, great. What does that look like? I mean, depending on the closing capabilities of your reps, it might be on demo after demo. It might be just after demo. I've had reps do it both ways. I like the influence of being able to help people close, but I don't know if that's a thing that people do at this point. And then for your reps that are like, I think a lot of times during push periods, people forget about the reps that are going to ship like 1 to 5K because it's like insignificant. And just remember, like any other week of the year, those would be really important reps. And those reps really help for adding to a push period. You don't necessarily need to be talking to them 5 times a day. In fact, I wouldn't recommend it, but it's worth talking to them every day. Anything else, guys?
Grant, this was a phenomenal masterclass. I'm glad I recorded.
Oh, wow.
Thanks for allowing me to record that.
Oh yeah, sorry for the F bombs. I forgot I was recording.
No, it's like I don't know that who would watch this, but I took a lot of notes. We'll discuss them after you hop off, so you don't have to listen to that part. But this was even helpful for me. I mean, you're so good. I didn't ask anybody else to speak to our people, so
Thanks,
I
man.
really appreciate your time, and you still got it, dude.
Thanks. I was wondering. I was curious. I was sitting at my desk yesterday.
I mean, it's off the cuff. Yeah. So I just wanted to throw this out there too. I know you like your job right now. It sounds like sometimes I do have a couple of assistant manager openings in my organization coming up this
enticing
fall.
offer.
So you let me know if you have any interest, and I'd be happy to tell you more.
Okay, perfect. Thanks. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, dude. Love you. See ya.
Love you too. See ya.